So in this video we're going to tell you all about this wonderful 2012 eBipper. Yep, you're right. It's 100% electric Peugeot Bipper van. Now the story behind this is that it was converted by a company called Allied Electric up in Glasgow. You can see their name on the plates there. Back in 2012 when they were new, they did a lot of them. They did a lot of Peugeot, small Bipper, the expert vans, the bigger ones. And this is a fantastic example. It was owned by a Scottish council. It came to us and it had an issue. It had everything was working on it, but the motor was just spinning. So when we took it to bits, we found out that the coupler between the motor and the gearbox had actually span, so the teeth had worn away. So we got a new coupler made and we completely refurbished the motor. And we've put it all back together again, and it drives fantastically. So originally when it was new, it had 20 kilowatt hours of battery capacity, and it did a range of around about 60 miles. Now after we've put everything back together again and we've done some testing, it'll do around about 40 miles of range. So obviously it's lost a bit of capacity over its time, but it's in fantastic condition. It's got about 14,500 miles on. We'll show you that in a little bit. So that's what it looks like inside. We'll come back to that and show you more detail. But the actual van itself is in absolutely fantastic condition. As you can see, you've got really usable space in the back. So you've got that 60/40 opening doors, good load space. So basically just exactly the same as any Peugeot Bipper would be. So that's all really usable and just a really good little vehicle. Obviously the batteries are slung under the floor, so you've still got all the same load space you would have as before. So there we go. That's those things. You can see you've got a nice sliding side door, you've got electric windows in here, you've got all of those things. So the only additional things that you'll find over its diesel or petrol counterparts is that it's got the 12-volt monitoring here. It's got an additional display, Allied Electric display up the top. I'm just going to pop the bonnet whilst we're here so you can have a look under there. When I'm saying the additional things it's got, I'll just take you back round. It's got a easy to get charger, so it's basically the same type as a kind of caravan connector charger. So you could make a lead up to any length that you want. Charges in around about, it's an overnight charge, it hasn't got rapid charging on it, so it takes around about 11 hours to charge, 10-11 hours. So as you can see under the bonnet, you've got the Ansaldo inverter on top of the frame, and then you can't really see it that well. There's kind of a metal frame that floats across the top, which all of the control electronics and everything are on top, and then the motor is mounted to the original gearbox. The gearbox is locked in second gear, so it's not the fastest thing away from the traffic lights, but it pulls away nicely and drives really nicely. All the rest of the electronics are under the seats, so you've got your charger and the DC converter and things are under the driver and the passenger seats. Just help show you on the other side as well. So that's it there. It's got more of the electronics under that seat. One of the funny things about it, actually, I'll show you the button inside after I've looked it up, is it's got a little heater button there. So the heater all works through the original controls. There's no messy kind of additional stuff apart from that button. But the funny thing about it is it's a diesel heater. So it's a diesel Webasto heater, which actually has the exhaust. If you can see it, I think you can probably see it under here. There it is. That's the exhaust for the diesel heater underneath the van. So when it first starts up, you get some smoke coming out of the side of it, which is funny for an electric van. So those are all of the main parts of the van.